Copy, these are the words written for an advertisement or a marketing campaign. And remember the headline, those are the first line of a text that the consumer reads. Just think of your headline from a newspaper, okay, or from a magazine. That's your headline. Then the body copy, that's the main body of or the content within a marketing or advertising piece. Then who is a copywriter? The person who writes the copy, and the client, the person or the company that the copywriter is writing for. Then the customer, someone who has purchased a client's product at least once. And your target audience, this is the group of individuals for whom the communication is designed or targeted for. Okay. Then within our advertising agents, remember we have our creative team, our art director. Uh, then we have our storyboards. Okay, a storyboard, these are a series of frames depicting the script and remember that may be used in an advertisement. Okay. So today, let's look at the copywriter. What does he do? What are the most important things, the characteristics of a copywriter? Okay. So you guys are doing advertisement. You're going to be copywriters. Okay. You're going to be advertising managers and stuff like that. Okay. So what are the good characteristics of a copywriter? A copywriter needs to be very skilled in writing clear, conscious, and grammatically correct copy. Okay. It might be in English, it might be in any other language, it might be in isiZulu. Okay. But you need to be grammatically correct. A good copywriter needs to be highly creative, and you have to be curious, and you have to have a detail-oriented uh, ideas. You have to work well under pressure and work as a team. Okay, must have project management capabilities and be able to manage budgets and see things from other people's points of view. Okay, that's a good copywriter. Your imagination has to spread. Okay, then there are like six characteristics that are indispensable to the craft of copywriting. Number one, it's creative strategist, ability to think creatively and strategically, to think out of the box, creatively and strategically, to understand how you are writing these things and how you think you can persuade people to what you are writing. Skilled researcher and interviewer, you need to research, you need to understand what's going on. Without research, you won't be able to tell what's going on in the world, even within the field that you're writing your copy. Should be knowledgeable about the target audience. The message is not about the copywriter or about the company. Remember, when you're writing these copy, it is not about you. It is about the target audience, the people that you are targeting. So your message should be centered on trying to persuade those people that you are targeting. So the communication now becomes so vital to the extent that your message has to resonate with the people. Okay. So you need to understand your target audience. You need to understand those people that you are targeting with your copy or with your advertisement that you are creating. You need to understand customer psychology and behavior. Of course, you need to understand the behavior of those that you are targeting. Are you targeting the youths? What is the psychology and the behavior of the youths? So what kind of copy can grab their attention, can persuade them to buy the product or the services that you're advertising? Okay. You need to display curiosity. Curiosity is very the eager to know things, you know, knowledgeable about their profession. For example, search engine optimization, keyword optimization. So basically, this is a digital world. You need to understand how the digital world works, such as the search engine optimization, the Google AdWords, things like that. You need to understand all these things. So you have to have all these characteristics. They're not limited to this, plus many others as well. Okay. So now the question becomes, how can one become a copywriter in advertising? How can you become a copywriter? How can you write copy? How can you write copy in radio advertisement, on TV advertisement, or newspaper or magazine advertisement? Okay. So let me play this. let me play this video quickly. If you can't hear it, just let me know.
in this industry. I'll go on. I think you have to be an observer,
So I cannot see the video. Sorry.
trends and culture.
You can't see the video.
No, sir.
Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay. What about now?
In this industry.
Can you see now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you have to be an observer of people and things and trends and culture and lifestyle. I don't think you have to necessarily have a English degree or have a journalism background or anything like that. I think you have to just be able to think of really great ideas and concepts and put those into words.
If you're a curious person, that to me always seems to make a good creative, definitely a great writer. Just someone who, when they don't understand something, they want to figure it out and they look around every corner.
Plus, it's just a good default way to get an advertising if you can't draw. That's also bonus, right?
Okay, so basically, these two guys are saying for you to become a copywriter, you don't necessarily have to have a journalist background or to have an English degree. You just have to be very creative in the way you put your words together. So it's all about being creative and coming up with catchy words, catchy phrases. Okay, think of all those advertisements that you see or hear. They usually, so either they are very humorous or they are very serious, but the way that they combine the words, so it's a matter of just writing the words. Okay, it's just like becoming a writer. You don't have to have a degree in literature or English. Everybody can become a writer if you just have a very inquisitive mind, very creative mind. Okay, now, let's look at the role or the duties of a copywriter in an advertising agent. Okay. So remember, a copywriter is a very, very important person in an advertising agent. Okay. So let's say the project is just starting. The copywriter works together with the director to determine the direction of the campaign. They address questions such as what is the bigger oh guys, can you mute your microphones, please? Jack, can you mute your microphone, please? Okay. Uh, so I'm saying a copywriter is an important person in an advertising agent. When you're starting a new project, a fresh project, a copywriter works together with the art director, okay, to determine the direction of the campaign. So they address questions such as these. Number one, what is the big idea? What is it that we want to achieve? What is the concept here? Okay. Number two, what is the strategy? How are we going to do this? What is the plan? How are we going to move around? How do we break from the clutter? How do we think out of the box? You know, how do we think out of the ordinary? Our ideas, how do we maneuver? Okay, so once you answer all these questions, then that means your direction is set. Now you are clear, you know where you want to go with the ideas that you've manufactured. Okay, so a copywriter then crafts the headlines and the body copy. Art director determines the layout, design, execution of imagery, and overall look and feel. Okay, so you as the copywriter now you craft the headline and the body because you have all these ideas now. You're writing now. You come up with your catchy headline, then you write the body, whatever words that you come up with, sentences, then you write. Then the art director is the one who's going to determine the layout, the looks, the design, and the execution of the imagery and the overall look and the feel. Okay. Uh, let's look at the what the job actually entails of copywriter. Okay, so copywriters are responsible for taking clients' advertising brief in generating original copy ideas that grab the target audience attention. So once you meet with the client, remember your account executive meets with the client. There's now a client brief. A copywriter now develop ideas from that brief. Now you understand, what kind of client you're dealing with, what is it that they want. Then you start to generate very creative ideas. Okay, as you write a copy, and this copy is original because these are new ideas that you start to think of. Okay, all these ideas have to. The purpose of all these copies, they have to attract the attention of the audience. Okay, the target audience, to who you are targeting with the advertisement. Okay, so a typical creative process may involve, meaning it's not only limited to this. Number one, meeting with the client to discuss the core message. We discussed this, if you remember. Becoming familiar with the product. You have to know the product that you're going to write a copy about. Shoes, is it a car? The specific features of a car. You need to understand the product in its fullness. Okay, you need to understand the target audience and the competitor activities in the market. If you're writing for Adidas, you need to understand the competitor of Adidas, Nike, Puma, any other. You also need to brainstorm visual and copy ideas with other members of the creative team. You come up with different ideas as you brainstorm, okay, so that you can come up with a perfect copy. Then you need to write and present few copy options to the client. So you don't have to necessarily come up with one copy. You can write two, three, four copies. Then you present this to the client. Then the client can choose, okay, I'll go with this one, or I'll go with A, I'll go with B. Okay. Then you modify the copy until the client is satisfied. Once you meet you present your different copy to the client can, make you choose. The client can say, okay, I'll go with B, but I want you to change, or I want you to take something from A, so you modify the copy until the client says, this is what I want, this is perfect. Then after that, you oversee the production phase, the booking and liaising with designers, illustrators, printers, or photographers, production companies, etc. Okay, because you now, as a copywriter, you need to make sure that that copy that the client is signed off or approved, it is in the production phase. You have to make sure that everything is according to what the client is signed off. You have to make sure of the colors, the words, if it is sound, the camera angles, things like that. You have to make sure that everything is within the realms that the client is approved. Then you have to ensure that the advertised content is truthful and complies with the codes of advertising practice. Remember, in advertising, you don't tell lies. You have to be truthful and you have to comply within the codes of advertising practice. Okay. Just like here in South Africa, we are guided by those standards association, advertising standards authority, which is a body that regulates advertising here in South Africa. Okay. Then also you have to be there's an element of professionalism. Okay. A bad copy has the potential to damage a company's corporate image. Therefore, professional and ethical conduct is absolutely necessary when creating a copy on behalf of clients, which is very true. Okay. You have to be very professional, the way that you're dealing with the copy, the way that you're dealing uh, with the client. If there are any unethical conduct, this can lead to loss of business, loss of a client. Okay. Copywriting involves making claims and proving those claims to be true. Okay. So the claims must be authentic. Do not guarantee things unless you can back it with solid research. Okay. Remember, like now we have so many things that are being uh, on the market. Oh, if you drink these pills, you can skin bleach. If you drink these pills, you can lose weight, things like that. So you need to guarantee, if you're advertising that, you need to back your advertisement with solid research, that there actually been a research done and this is true. Plagiarism is another potential problem. You see now, the element of plagiarism. Just like when you write your assignment, if you just write things and you don't put sources, you don't reference, that means you're plagiarizing, you're copying things, and it's a problem. If you copy in advertising, you get sued, you get to lose business, and it will be unprofessional, unethical. It's not recommended at all. It creates problems. Then sloppy content gives the audience a bad impression of the client and copywriter. Grammar, spelling. Imagine reading an advertisement of a product in a magazine or newspaper, then you notice there are grammatical errors. This would be just be a disaster, isn't it? Disaster for the copywriter, for the client, and for the advertising agents. Okay. Reliable, act with honesty and integrity. Don't offend or alienate any particular groups of people. This is very important. You need to be men of integrity, highest levels of honesty, and make sure that your copy doesn't offend or segregate particular groups of people. Okay, it might be religious people, it might be cultural people, it might be race. So make sure that your copy doesn't instill racism or xenophobia or things like that. Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna move into the typical South African copywriter. Okay. If you go into your pages from page in your textbook, page 111 to 12, you will see here they start talking about the typical South African copywriter. We're gonna get into that as well. There is a video on these slides. I want you, if the video will be there also. It's there on Co Campus. It's there on these slides. These are tips of how to write an advertising copy. Okay, I want you to go through this video as well. If you have any questions, you let me know. You can post the questions on Co Campus. You can always email me and stuff like that. Okay, so let's move now into the definition of the copy. What is a copy? Copy is the text used to advertise or promote a product, a service, or a brand. Okay, so that text that we see that is being used to advertise or promote a product or a service, that's what we call a copy. Okay, that's why we are saying copywriters, because they write copy. Okay, writers take into account the company, product, target audience to determine what style of copy should be applied to the promotional message. Okay, so when copywriters are coming up with a copy, they need to understand the company, the product, the target audience in order for them to comprehend the style of copy that should be applied to the promotional message. The way you send a promotional message to the youths is going to be different to the way you send a promotional message to single mothers or to single fathers. Okay, the way you're going to write is going definitely to be different because these are two different demographics. Okay, then now we have different types of copy. Okay, number one, we have what we call a factual copy. Okay, so a factual copy, it provides factual information about a product or a service to assist the customer in making a decision. For example, a small business owner is browsing the internet to learn more about growing a fan base and maximizing conversions generated by a Facebook account. Okay, so here now we have a free ebook, The Signs of Successful Facebook Ads. Okay, this is an example of a factual copy. So a factual copy, you don't need to, you don't lie, you don't use any magical words. Basically, this is based on facts. Okay, it's something that is straight up, straight to the point, nothing more about it. Okay, then we have what we call a narrative copy. A narrative copy, it tells a story to encourage an emotional connection between the advertising message and the consumer, resulting in greater consumer involvement and persuasion. Okay. So narrative copy, it can be if you smoke, stop smoking because it's cancer, things like that. So it tells a story to encourage an emotional connection between the advertising message and the consumer. Okay, resulting in certain change in behavior or connection or persuasion as well. So that's a narrative copy. Then we have a testimonial copy. Recounts the testimony of an individual. It must be honest, believable, and delivered by a spokesperson that the audience can trust and relate to. Testimonial can be ordinary individuals, endorsements, pitches by celebrities. Okay, testimonial copies. I'm sure you've seen these a lot of times, where they can get a celebrity to talk about a certain issue, advertise a certain product. So it is basically testifying. He or she is testifying that, oh, for real, this product does wonders, or this and that. Okay, we have an example there of Adam Levine, who says proactive is a game changer. It kills ants and it treats your skin right. He used that product and he's testifying that, oh, if you use this particular product to give you a better tone skin and things like that. Okay, then we have conversation. We have a conventional copy now. This is written in a way that makes the audience feel like they are having a friendly chat. So it should be simple, it should be easy to read, engaging, should be welcoming, familiar tone that invites the reader or the viewer in. Okay, so it's like when you write this copy, you're inviting the reader to be with you, to read more. Okay, for example, this is an example of a conventional copy. For example, I know how you feel this gloomy winter. Gloomy winter weather makes me want to stay in bed too, but I can't make it through the morning without my favorite cup of coffee. I will honestly get out of bed for a cup of Nespresso. Have you tried their newest flavor? Okay. So they're having a conversation with you. They know it's winter, you're in bed, but they're saying to you, yes, we know in bed, but can you spend the whole morning without having your cup of coffee? Okay. So they're creating a conversation. Okay. Then we have what we call a descriptive copy. As the word say, descriptive, it describes the features and benefits of the product or service, often contains diagrams, illustrations, and photographs that depict the benefits highlighted in the text. Okay, so descriptive copy, basically in detail, it explains and describes the features or benefits of a certain product. Okay, if you use this product, what are the advantages? If you use this product, what are the benefits? Okay, so that's a descriptive copy. Then we have what we call also a humorous copy. Okay. This is written in a witty manner or a funny manner to communicate a sense of fun and creating a lasting impression. Okay. So humorous copy, we have seen a lot of these, and most advertisements they try to come up with humorous copy. So the writer has to know their target markets intimately to ensure that the message come across as intended. Okay. So you need to understand who you're targeting in order for them to understand your message correctly, because you might target the wrong people with a wrong joke or with a wrong fun impression, and it might be viewed otherwise. Okay, just like if you look at this Nando's advertisement, it says the government isn't trying to put chips in you, but we are. Okay, so this is a funny one because they're saying, remember, there are so many conspiracy theories surrounding that the world will get to we are going to years where now people would be required to have chips so that the government can monitor where they are going and things like that. So now they're saying isn't trying to put any chips in you, okay, but we are. You see, they are selling chips actually now. Okay, so that's a very humorous one. Okay. Then we also have what we call institutional copy. Okay. These are designed to promote a favorable company image, enhance a company reputation, build goodwill, and communicate a company support for or a perspective on an idea or philosophy. It does not focus on products or services. This is a corporate advertising. Okay. So institutional copy now, it's not focusing on what you are selling or what products or services that you are offering. It is focusing on the organization itself. Okay. the company itself, the institution itself. So it's designed to present a company in a very good way. Okay, it might be, look at us, we are the most professional company. We've won awards in communication, we've won awards in marketing, things like that. Okay, that's your institutional copy. Okay, uh, then we also okay, remember on institutional copy you might have let me see here. Okay. Okay. On your institutional copy, remember we're saying it focuses on the institution or the company. Okay. So in a way, it's saying to you, the copy that you write as a copywriter now, it's not there to promote or to present the services or products that you sell in a very humorous or funny way. Now, but it is focusing on the company as a whole. Think of any company that you might think of. You might think of Apple, you might think of Old Mutual. They will advertise Old Mutual as an organization that deals with financial and marketing services. So they have to explain all those things in that particular way. Okay. So now, there's a video I want us to watch. Then we discuss. Okay. So let me know if you can see this video, please. Okay, it's a Starbucks, Glenn. It's a commercial. Okay. Going to work, got his tie, got ambition. Middle management is right in his grasp. It's a dream he will never let die. Glenn's the man of the hour, he's the king of his cube. Status quo reports have finally met their rival. Burning the candle at both ends on his way to the top. He knows one day he just could become supervisor. Starbucks double shot espresso drink. Bring on the day. Okay, Zenzo, what do you think of this advert within our types of copy? Whoever wrote this copy, okay, do you think it's a factual copy? It's a narrative copy? Is it a testimonial copy? What do you think?
Uh, I would like to think it is. I think it's more of a narrative copy because it's telling a story of what is happening when you drink Starbucks coffee. It just gives you the power. It allows you to bring on the day. So I would settle with a narrative copy
Okay.
because there's an emotional connection of happiness and ecstasy that is involved with this particular Starbucks coffee.
Okay. Anyone with a different answer? Google, what you think?
I'm actually thinking it's a testimonial one because, okay, excuse me for laughing, because it's like this guy is testifying after he has drank the Starbucks shot. So he's confirming that I can take on the day with whatever it comes after this shot. So for me, I think I'd go for testimonial.
Okay. Okay, let's start with the narrative copy. Zenzo said it's a narrative copy. Okay, so narrative copy tells a story to encourage an emotional connection between the advertising message and the consumer, resulting in what you call it, in greater consumer involvement and persuasion. Okay, so that's a narrative copy. A testimonial copy says, testimonial copy recounts the testimony of an individual. That is a person's written or spoken statement based on their experience with the product or services. Okay, so did this guy give us a statement based on the experience of Starbucks? Okay, so
Is that a question, sir?
yeah, it was a question. My question was, did this guy give us a spoken statement based on their experience with Starbucks?
No, it wasn't a spoken statement
Okay, was it a written statement?
because they acted. Yeah, I think Senzo is right by saying a narrative.
Okay, so remember a narrative, it creates a deep emotional connection. It magnifies the appeal. Okay, for whatever, like in this instance of Starbucks. Okay, so this becomes then a narrative copy. Okay. Um, are we together? Okay. So here's the second question now. Describe the group of people this advert is targeting. Who do you think this advert is targeting? The Starbucks.
I think it's targeting corporate people because obviously you would need to, if you're facing a busy day like meetings in boardrooms, mostly those are corporate people, but it cannot be a student.
Okay. Okay.
Silence in court.
Also, to just add on what she said, I don't think like students are most likely going to afford Starbucks. So I feel like she's right when she says that like corporate workers, like the working class, and not like any other sort of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's targeting people in the field of study. I feel like she's right by saying it's like cooperatives and all of that because they need energy for.
Okay. Okay. I hear you. All right, guys. Let's just go for a break. Okay. Uh, so what's the Starbucks? Then again, it says, considering the words of the advert, what makes this a creative advert? What you think, Zenzo? This Starbucks, is it a creative advert?
Yes. I think it is because I just said I've got a little bit of mixed feelings about it.
And you can see the video.
Okay. Yes, yeah. Let me just see it again, sir. Um,
Yes, what you think? What makes this advert creative?
so this advert actually takes you on a journey that a lot of people can relate to, first and foremost. And there's a lot of like hidden messages in the advert. Another one that I've picked up is how these people follow this guy around everywhere he goes, which basically means that the energy will be with you
Mm-hmm.
everywhere or in everything that you do,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this loud music and them singing about his name
Mm-hmm.
actually encourages him to take on the day and believe in himself. Because as soon as he takes the sip, he feels the energy of the band, and we all associate rock music
Yeah.
with connotations of ecstasy, like happiness, like not happiness, but like being loud and busy.
And
Yeah, I'm not sure
mhm.
if you get what I'm trying to say. So it just gives you that adrenaline rush if you drink the Starbucks canister or whatever it is. And in essence, I feel like it was well executed. Uh, but yeah,
Okay.
it's very
Yeah, so it's very creative in a way. So this guy is the only one who can see them and hear them. Okay. So basically the music, that's the energy. It's a representation of energy. That if you drink this coffee early in the morning, it gives you that energy, that drive to go and work hard. One day at the end, if you can hear the words there, the music is saying, one day you can be a supervisor, isn't it? So that Starbucks early in the morning, it gives you the energy to go to work, it gives you the push, it gives you the drive. So that's the creativity behind there. That's why they're playing loud music. You can't sleep when there's loud music, isn't it? With loud music, you're
Mm.
always up, 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 up. Okay. So that's the creative part of it. Then the other question is, how are the words of the advert effectively selling the product to the targeted audience? The words. Okay. So it's a Starbucks double shot coffee. It bring on the day. What do you think of these words, Google? This copy.
I think these words mean that you can take on everything, like all the challenge. You can stand up to the challenge once you
Mm-hmm.
have this coffee. So obviously, it encourages you that nothing would stand in your way,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of all the challenges that you would be facing during the day. But once you have this, then you'll be fine.
Correct. So that's a good advert, isn't it?
I think so. It's quite a good one.
Okay. It's fine.
I
Let's
can
look.
relate to it even with the music.
Yes, yes, yes. So the whole idea, remember, of advertising, it has to resonate with the people. If you can relate it, that means the more you can remember it, isn't it? You're waking up early in the morning, you need to go to work. Mornings sometimes are so grumpy, isn't it? Especially if it's winter, you don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah, true,
Mhm. So,
definitely.
so it is resonating with the people. It is dealing with what people actually experience every day. Okay, let's look at this second advert. The Domino's Pizza.
Domino's is the country's #1 pizza delivery company. How do we make so many? No. 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 No, no, no. The secret to every
so please just increase the volume a little bit.
Sorry.
The volume. So please just increase the volume.
Oh, okay.
Domino's is the country's #1 pizza delivery company. How do we make so many? No. No, no, no. The secret to every handmade Domino's pizza is hands. Take it away, Tom. Every Domino's is handmade, fresh to order, just the way you like it every time.
Okay. Let's watch again.
Domino's is the country's #1 pizza delivery company. How do we make so many? No. No. No, no, no. The secret to every handmade Domino's pizza is hands. Take it away, Tom. Every Domino's is handmade, fresh to order, just the way you like it every time.
Okay. What you think? Firstly, what just generally, what do you think of the advert?
Brilliant. Love it.
Okay. Gugu, what you think?
I'm not sure what to think.
You've watched this
I'm
advert.
having my own things in my mind. Sorry.
I'm saying you've watched it on TV. What are your thoughts?
I
Okay, to make it
I'm
easy.
really not sure.
Okay, it's fine. To make it easier for you, who do you think Domino's are targeting with this advert? Who do you think they are targeting?
Well, I think they're targeting all of us, yeah, who love pizza lovers, obviously, and neat freaks, because when they speak about hands, there are people who are very specific with their food.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So considering this Domino's advert, considering the words of the advert, what makes this a creative advert? What makes these ads a creative ad?
It's a delivery company. How do we make so many? No. No. The secret to every handmade Domino's pizza is hands. Take it away, Tom. Every Domino's is handmade, fresh to order, just the way you like it every time. Domino's is
Zenzo, what's the creative about this ad? What's creative there?
So the reason why I love it so much is you can engage within the advertisement. It's very welcoming, and you can feel the happiness and all the emotions that are associated with love within this advert, which connotates why they use their hands to make the pizza. At the same time, it's a is it a humoristic copy or humor copy?
Yes, humor.
Yeah, which is very interesting, because we all know that if it's tied together with a specific emotion, if it makes you feel a specific way, happiness, you would initially go for it, because it's not like other pizzas. It's made with love and care, and how the production is so well executed, how how ridiculous some of the things that they're doing in the adverts seem just, I find that approach very interesting. And this looks like some sort of manager of a branch or something, and they're pretty welcoming. They're pretty, it connotates as well that if you do go to Domino's Pizza, you're gonna get like a welcoming service, and that you're gonna get value for money. You're gonna get pizzas that are made with hands, which are mainly targeted at families as well. Because, like I said, the word hands is associated with love and family and care and all those other external factors. So I feel like the creativity behind it is the way that it is informing us about their pizzas and being practical in the adverts as well, showing us how these pizzas are made with the hands, and how we have this misconception of them using machinery.
Okay. Okay. So the advert, yes, sure. Go ahead.
I just to add something there. Okay. I'm realizing one factor, that they are not addressing the crowd. They're just addressing one person. So that would obviously make you feel important if they can take an order especially for you and do it for you, not for the crowd.
Okay. Remember, Yeah. Remember when it started, it's saying, why are we number one in terms of delivery? So most people would assume maybe they're using machines to make their pizza very fast, isn't it? Because they are so fast. So the message there is we are so fast naturally with our hands. Okay, number one. Secondly, then it says, oh, those things that you're thinking that we use machines, we use this. It's not. We actually use our hands, and we are so good. We use the fresh produce to produce every pizza. That's why we are so great in our pizza. So there is a lot of creativity there, isn't it? Because how fast are they in terms of delivery? You'd wonder, oh, are they making these pizzas with machines? Because maybe you just code now and they're so within 5 minutes your pizza is there. But they're saying no, we take natural hands, fresh produce, and we make our pizza. That's a very good ad, isn't it? Uh, so the how are the words of the advert effectively selling the product to the targeted audience? So this is targeting everyone, pizza families, everybody. What do you think of the words that they are using here? Okay, let's listen to the words again. Okay, so pay particular attention to the words.
Domino's is the country's #1 pizza delivery company. How do we make so many? No. No. No, no, no. The secret to every handmade Domino's pizza is hands. Take it away, Tom. Every Domino's is handmade, fresh to order, just the way you like it, every time.
Okay, let's talk about the words then. What did you think of the words?
I think the words are straight to the point. They are just crushing all the myths that people might have about their service.
Yes, correct.
As mm,
So the copy, whoever wrote the copy here was straight to the point, was was in a funny, humorous way, because he's saying, oh, we don't use all these. No, no, isn't it? It's a very humorous way. Okay. So he's saying the words that they use, they are funny, straight to the point, and easy to understand as well. Anyone with a different opinion there?
So I feel like this ad actually has a contrast to creativity. And it does that deliberately so, because the definition of creativity is appropriate novelty,
Mhm.
and they are contradicting the new ways of doing things by using traditional methods, but still faster than what people expect traditional methods to take. You
Mhm.
get what I'm trying to say?
Okay. Mhm. Okay. So, in a way, these words are actually selling the Domino's pizza to us, isn't it? Fresh, fresh produce, fast. Uh, all these words they are saying to us: once you order, it's very fast to come to you, and you're guaranteed it's going to be made with fresh product as well. Okay. Now let's look at these other advancements. Okay.
What's the dinner? Have a guess. You did take the giblets out. Giblets.
Everyone got a drink. Have you been basted it, Caroline? Yes, I have. Sure.
It looks all right to me, I think.
This is what it should look like.
Will you just get out of my kitchen, all of you?
Snow is falling, children play, having fun. It's the season for love and understanding. Merry Christmas.
You can have some ketchup.
No.
Merry Christmas.
Dad, can I take a sandwich?
Oh, go on then.
However you do Christmas, we've got a turkey for you. Everyone's welcome at Tesco.
Mm. What's your first take?
Have a guess.
Oh. You did take the giblets out. Giblets. Everyone got a drink?
Have you been based in it, Caroline? Yes, I have. Sure. It looks all right to me, I think. This is what it should look like. Will you just get out of my kitchen, all of you?
Snow is falling. Children play, having fun. It's the season for love and understanding. Merry Christmas.
Can you have some ketchup?
No.
Merry Christmas.
Dad, have a turkey sandwich.
Oh, go on then.
However you do Christmas, we've got a turkey for you. Everyone's welcome at Tesco.
Okay, so it says here, that's the Tesco Christmas advert. Describe the group of people this advert is targeting. Who are they targeting with this advert?
Everybody, family, friends, everyone.
Okay. Then, considering the words of the advert, what makes this a creative advert, if it is or if it is not?
The turkeys cater for everyone, whether you want to roast the turkey, whether you want to fry the turkey, like what he's doing, what the other guy was doing. So they give you options on how you can prepare your turkey, all in different ways. Like that's the creative approach.
But you
And the
still
delivery
find
of that.
Hmm.
You still what?
You still find the same thing. I'm adding on what you're saying.
Yeah,
That you
yeah, but it's all
because
the
if it's
same.
from Tesco, yeah.
And it brings people together. That's another creative approach. So like the families and them all enjoying the idea of the festivities, you know, in Christmas.
Okay, and it's saying everyone's welcome in Tesco. And the good thing about this ad is it's actually showing us it's real in the sense that they're not only showing us perfect roasted turkey, they're showing us even the struggles that people go through in order to have a good turkey, isn't it? You could see there
Yeah,
that
true.
that woman was struggling to take the turkey from the oven. You know, that guy was burning the turkey. So, these are the things that we all experience, isn't it? Things like this.
Yeah, true.
So, in a way, it resonates with us.
And different opinions in the kitchen.
Yeah, yes. And you get frustrated in the kitchen. Sometimes you see everyone get out of my kitchen.
yeah, no, true.
And this guy is bending, and this guy is sneaking in, he's testing. He can't wait for Christmas. He's just saying, let me test it now, isn't it? He can't wait for the family, the conversations that people have when they're eating. So it's more of a family, and it's real. It can resonate with the people as well, isn't it?
Yes,
no,
and I feel
true.
like it's mostly like abnormal families as well, because the ways that they're doing the grandmother with the thing just looks ridiculous. So yeah.
Okay, so that's great. Okay, so now, any questions? Do you have any questions?
Not with this. The only question I have is an assignment.
Okay, so let me come to the question that Zenzo asked before. Slogan. Okay, a slogan is a short or a striking, memorable phrase used in advertising. Okay, so a slogan is part of advertising. A slogan is part of copywriting. It's part of a copy. Think of to me, I would say one of the best slogans in advertising is Nike. Just do it. That one, everybody knows that Nike slogan. Just do it. The moment it says just do it, we know they're talking about Nike. There is also one for Apple, which says think differently. There are so many. There is one for M&M's, We say something like melts in your mouth, not in your hands, isn't it? Your chocolates, the beers. There's something like a diamond is forever. You know, Wheaties is something like the breakfast of champions. All these are slogans. Okay, so slogans is part of advertising. Okay, and it's part of copywriting. Okay, uh, in slogans, these are very catchy phrases that you can come up with as well. Okay, and you have to use a method that I call KISS, which is keep it short and sweet. So you keep your slogan short and sweet, and it makes it much easier for it really to stack to the brain. Okay. Longer slogans are people tend to forget, but the shorter they are, people tend to remember those slogans as well. Okay. Now, if there's things that I want you to understand when it comes to types of copy. Okay, remember copy say this is the written text, isn't it? Uh, we talked about the factual copy, uh, where it says this is where they provide factual information. Then we talked about the narrative copy. Then it says it tells a story to encourage an emotional connection between the advertising message and the consumer. Then we also talked about the testimonial copy, where we say it can recount or recounts the testimony of an individual. Uh, that is basically like a person's written or spoken statement based on their experience with the product or a service. Okay. But however, remember on the testimonial copy, the testimony must be honest, believable, and delivered by a spokesperson that the audience can trust or relate to. That's why you see on testimonial adverts, they utilize celebrities, they utilize opinion leaders, they utilize people with high esteem in societies because we tend to believe those people. Okay. Then we talked about the conversational copy. Uh, we say this is it's written in a way that makes the audience feel like they're having a friendly chat, isn't it? You're talking with the ad, and we say it should be simple, easy to read, and it should be engaging. Yeah. So you as a copywriter, you use words such as you and I because you're trying to create that communication with the reader. Okay, we gave that example where he says, I know how you feel this gloomy winter weather, you need a cup of coffee. Okay. Then we talked about descriptive copy, as the word says. This is where you describe the features and benefits of a product. This you can think of when automobiles are being advertised. When a car is being advertised, they usually use the descriptive copy. So a copywriter writes in a way describing the car. Okay, this car is good because the engine, it's a fuel saver. It's a 1.1 engine. It's an automatic car. It has these features. It has radio. It has GPRS. Things like that. You are describing a product that you are selling. So, as a copywriter, you write describing the features and benefits of a product. Then we also have a humorous copy, which is very popular, which most people tend to like more. Okay, so as a copywriter, you're writing in a very funny, witty manner to communicate a sense of fun. Okay, and usually, humorous copies they create a lasting impression. Think of all the adverts that you still remember today. Most of those are based on funny images or funny words or funny pictures or funny motions, isn't it? So humorous copy these are tend to last, create an impression. Okay. Then we talked about the institutional copy. Okay, so institutional copy, we say is designed um, to create a favorable company image. Okay, to enhance a company reputation, that is to build a goodwill, communicate a company support or perspective, idea, or it can be any business philosophy. Okay, So on institutional copy, you as a copywriter, you don't focus on products and service. Rather, you focus on the organization itself. Okay. Let me try. Okay, for example, think of an institutional copy. For example, alcohol companies or alcohol organization, they may run in advertisements. Okay, uh, warning consumers or customers or those who consume alcohol about the dangers of drinking and driving. Okay, therefore the stand it becomes drink responsibly. Okay, if you look at that one there, that says don't text and drive. Okay, what do you think of that one? Where what kind of copy is this? Don't text and drive, don't drink and drive. Zenzo, what copy is this? What do you think?
Sorry, so please just repeat again.
Oh, I'm saying that don't text and drive. Beware of texting and driving. What do you think of this copy?
It's a institutional copy
Why you say so?
because it basically shows that the company does not support, although they are selling cars and promoting cars, they don't promote the idea of texting and driving because it's unsafe. So they don't want to associate their product with that particular thing that customers may partake in.
Okay, correct.
So it does not focus like primarily. So they don't focus on their cars, but they use their cars and they use their branding, but at the same time they're giving out a different message. If that makes sense.
Uh-huh. Correct. Anyone else? Okay. Now let's look at that one. It says picks up 5. Okay. It says picks up 5 times more than picks up 5 times more women than a Lamborghini. What do you think of this, Gugu?
I'm thinking about two things:
Mm-hmm.
institutional and descriptive, and or rather three, because it's also humorous copy, descriptive copy. Yeah, between those three, because I'm finding those three factors in this one.
Yes, please explain.
Um, the comparison between a taxi and a Lamborghini, it's humorous. There's also a hidden message there, and then with the features of having more space than the Lamborghini. So I would also use I would also think it's a descriptive copy, because by saying it picks up 5 times more women than a Lamborghini. It could be because it's much bigger than the Lamborghini. They could also be promoting the company that makes taxis. So that is why I also think maybe institutional copy as well. I'm just caught in between. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Okay, so he says, first thing, picks up 5 times more women than Lamborghini. This is funny. This is humorous, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is funny. Then picks up 5 times more women than a Lamborghini. This is a fact, isn't it?
It actually is.
A Lamborghini probably we only have two people, isn't it? But this one we have 5.
Yes, 2 seats.
Yes. So, so basically, that's a fact. You can't dispute that. You can have more people in this taxi than in a Lamborghini. Okay. So basically, this is a factual and a humorous copy. Okay. Why are we saying it's humorous? We're saying it's humorous because look at the copy. It says picks up 5 times more women than a Lamborghini. Why didn't he just say people? Is it because women
Yeah,
love cars?
that's the hidden message I was talking about.
Is it because women love cars?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yes.
But it's the truth. Really, I would be more attracted to somebody with a car than somebody just walking straight up to me, because I'll be thinking, okay, we're gonna walk to the mall together. At least if we're gonna be driving, then yeah, then we can talk.
Where? Okay.
Hey, man.
Denzel, what you think?
I think it's humor. It's the humor one. So
Mm-hmm. So
I definitely think it's the humor one because it's funny, but at the same time, it's true. You can literally pick up more girls and
more girls. You just said it.
women. Sorry. It literally can, but they cannot penalize them for saying that because it can, and there's nothing wrong with it because Vele Lamborghini
It's
cannot pick up
true.
as many girls. So it's mixing the facts. It's just like the Nando's one, sir, because they they're literally selling you chips, not the other chips that the government stole. But they don't say the government. They just they do say the government, but they're not saying like anything about that. They're just referring to their product using the government as a platform. So here they're actually using Lamborghini as a platform as well, just to sort of capitalize on the situation. And I feel like that's yeah, that is very smart.
Oh, of course, indeed. So now, from these examples, we can actually tell the importance of being creative when it comes to copywriting. Remember, we said on the characteristics of copywriting, you have to think of creative strategies. You have to research. You have to be knowledgeable about your target audience. Okay, who you targeting, you need to understand those people in order for you to come up with a creative copy. Okay, so what it means is the more you research, think of this. Let's say you are working in an advertising agent, then a client approaches you, he needs something special, something different. You're gonna research about all these, isn't it? Then at the end of the day, the more you research, the more you are exposed to these different type of copies, the more you'll be able also to write and think out of the box, because it once you read a copy, it may look so simple, but it's not that simple to come up with. Okay, think of this one: picks up 5 times more women than a Lamborghini. These are the things that we experience every day, isn't it? But there's nothing big there that this person wrote, isn't it? It's a fact. It's a fact, and it's real in the sense that women love like what Google is saying, that women loves cars. Okay, so that's how you come up with creative copies. You have to think about things that exist within your proximity, within your culture, within your life. Then you transmit that into a copy. Okay, so this is what an advertising copy looks like. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Anywhere you feel you didn't understand about all the copies that we did today, the types of copy, um, duties of a copywriter. Okay. Don't forget, guys, I want you to watch this video, copywriting tips for beginners. Stay on Core Campus. The link is also there on the slide. Basically, it communicates how to write a copy for beginners, for people like you Still starting, it just gives you ideas, okay, of how you can write a good copy for advertising, for an advertising campaign, okay. And remember, you'll be guided with your copy types or forms of copy, your humorous, your institution. You need to understand all that before you write a copy. You can't just write a copy. What is it that you're writing about? Who you targeting? That's very important. That's very key. Okay, if you're targeting elderly people, you need to understand. If you're targeting illiterate people, you need also to understand. Okay, it won't make sense to create an English copy to a target audience that don't speak English, don't understand English. Okay, so it's very important to understand your target audience, the people that you're targeting. Any questions? Google, you said you had a question. What is your question?
It was it's all about referencing. It's not about what we just learned now.
Okay.
So
Referencing, and we're having that class tomorrow.
tomorrow is. So I'm gonna put it on hold until